Welcome back, Rich Nation. My name is AJ, and today we're going to be continuing Jujutsu Kaisen episode 10. Holy crap, have we had some action-packed episodes. Last episode, we got an introduction of a new character. You know, a guy getting bullied, a weird friendship that you wouldn't, I don't know, it feels like a friendship brewing with a curse and with just so many things and so many possibilities from last episode. I wonder what direction they're gonna go. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You can also check out my Patreon at patreon.com/AJRich123 if you want to see uncut reactions of this show or all the other shows I do early and uncut. Definitely check it out, and let's go ahead and start. Movie club makes sense for him. Who knew he'd be in a movie theater with some crazy things happening? Oh no. It's supposed to be these? Yeah, of course there's gonna be some bullies. It's like he's got a target on his back. After a while, it's kind of hard to just deal with that. Oh. And they are probably not used to being stood up to. What great friends. I see the power of friendship not working for him. Just a nice little after-school beating. Though, hey, what happens in a movie theater? Idol transfiguration. Sounds like Harry Potter or something. It's gonna mess with your head a bit, being messed with that much. This is a bit eerie. I don't see any love here. I just see this guy being an extremely bad influence. What the hell? What the hell? That was a human? That... Holy Jesus! So this guy's experimenting down here. I am seeing the makeup of a future villain here. I'm telling you, this is like... Usually this type of background, you know, either bullied or a bad background on top of a bad influence, and just what he's saying here, where he's, you know, if it's his mom, he'd be affected, but anybody else in what has happened around him to this point, when this type of thing is not affecting him, I see, I don't know. I mean, you can say it's circumstances that's leading him this path, but I don't like the path that's being taken here. Well, we've seen one. We saw a heart a few episodes ago get literally ripped. That's an insane power. Well, thanks for making the meaning of life jack shit. Okay, if this guy somehow doesn't hate everything or care about anything at this point, I'd be surprised. Oh boy. And this is how you twist the mind. Like, look at that. It's like a personality change after getting that type of perspective. And meanwhile, we just got pandas and crap fighting, not worrying about, you know, something like this brewing. There's so many levels and grades in this. So it's even. You would think that would be the first thing you'd be told. I mean, he was taught other things, like watching movies. So this is all the guy's experimentations. It's kind of crazy to see somebody, to see the moment when somebody's life changes. And that's the way I felt with those two right there. And meeting this guy that's experimenting, and just the way he was talking about life. And if you can see souls, or you can see like people's hearts or souls, and think life is insignificant and it doesn't matter, it's going to change how you view things. It's like when somebody is like, if you are too powerful, too strong, and you can do, or you're limitless and can do anything, you're going to get bored. It's the same as if you're taking a class and you're a kid and you're just too smart for the class. You're going to be bored and probably just mess around because the stuff you're learning doesn't mean anything. Well, in this case, it's somebody that can see souls, knows life is meaningless, and now can just do anything. And now you're putting that knowledge and putting that mindset into a kid that was bullied through life and has only seen just bad things. That usually leads to a future villain. This is, as much as that is a little scary, I do love I love the process. I think it's intriguing. And Gojo. Maybe strength-wise, but definitely not personality-wise. Breaking him or cutting off limbs ain't gonna matter. You look at him, you would think this guy hates conversation. Well, we know why this guy's in a position he's in. He's knowledgeable. That's an interesting question. If you heard somebody talk like that, though, it would be really hard to believe them. But when you see it firsthand, yeah, this isn't Harry Potter. Not into friendly animals. 8 hours, bro. Time to clock out almost. I fucking love it. Let's stay punctual here. Let's get the hell out of here. That is such a bad thing to say. You red flag? Red flag? And they never notice the things that are actually happening to somebody like this? You might want to go inside. Good timing, but what an entrance. That was an intense moment, and we got to have our comic relief here. Look, you don't even realize you were screwed Just go get your jelly donut and get the hell out of there. Take your pantsing like a man. When in doubt, pants it out. Oh, so much sexual harassment in like 5 seconds.
僕だけ引っ張っていけばよかったんじゃ。
まあ。でもお前あいつ嫌いだろ？あ、違った？
違くないけど。
嫌いなやつにいつまでも家の前いてほしくねえだろ。
This could be insanely good for him, but is it already too late from what he's been influenced by? That's the question. This show does not stop on the fights, though. I really hope this keeps up. I love this. Oh, God! The Canis became clay! You can't even connect to them. Oh, God, it's not that. It's a... What the fuck is it? I would puke if I saw that in person. It's sad as hell, but though I'm sure in his job he's used to this type of stuff, maybe not to this degree. It's like he has access to a like a character creator, and he's literally hitting height, weight 1,000 and squishing it like chewing gum, and that's what made all these things. He has the control of a character creator. So he could give himself animal parts or any type of part he wants. How do you beat that? Yeah, and you can't let him touch you. It's the bad touch. Except this touch gets to morph your body. He can become anything, whatever's useful in the situation. That 1.5 times, baby. Meanwhile, we gotta have, you know, some wholesomeness. Because what doesn't equal to wholesome than more than a panda? She's got that love hammer. She's not afraid to hit animals. That's animal abuse. Why is everybody taking people's pants this episode? Why are you wearing her pants? First off, those endings are ridiculous. If you're not watching the last, skipping the ending and watching the last couple minutes or last 45 seconds, you need to be, because I think these are the funniest ending credit scenes or extra stuff I've seen in a show. I'm trying to think. These are really comically funny. I've seen some decently funny ones, but I think these might be the most funny, because we have these absolute serious moments, then going from that to extreme comic relief and just pure comedy gold. It's kind of a nice transition, because now going back to the actual episode we just watched, it's getting dark, and it really started that way. I don't think the right way is to say it's getting dark. The show has been dark and very just dark toned since the beginning. It's kind of an expectation at this point, but seeing a character kind of its personality morph and shift and just get through bad influences like this is kind of strange to see on screen, because you kind of see him morphing into this you see the way he looked at the teacher, that teacher, which, come on, you see the teacher's not paying, you kind of understand, because the teacher's not paying attention. He's like, you guys were friends, you guys were friends, right? And that reminds me of teachers from high school. It's like, just because you're around somebody, you think, oh, you guys are dating, right? or you guys were best friends, right? Everybody just hangs out. No one, it's not like there's a status or anything. There's no status. It's like the teachers are obviously oblivious. Well, it's hard to blame them, but if you're the student, you've been bullied this entire time. You learn from a outside perspective that the world is shit and the world doesn't matter and everybody's bad. And then the guy says that. I know if we didn't have an interruption there, that teacher would have been dead. Long dead, splat on the ground, because he didn't even flinch when he's moving around, when they're underneath and they're moving around bodies, and he's able to shift and change bodies like that. And I'm gonna get into that in a second, but he didn't change at all. Like his that's how you know somebody is very mentally disturbed, to a point where it's not even, I wouldn't even say mental. No, that's strong. I would say more so you are numb. Like you have gone through so much stuff, you're kind of numb to it. And I think it's became like it was just didn't matter to him at that point, because he just was so like he hates the things around him, hates life to that point. Life is meaningless. It's not going to affect him. So seeing that, the pantsing, the comic relief at the end, near the end there, can he come back? That's my question. By being influenced by other people, possibly, Gojo or outside sources, would it be possible for him to be influenced in a good way? Because he's already met somebody he probably should have never met. When you're treated like that, those are the type of people that usually turn bad because they've gone through bad experiences. But it's all about influences. You can have bad experiences and have a bad life, and then get influenced by somebody great that puts you on the right path. And that's what he's missing. He's missing something to put him on the right path. And I think he has, at least now, I think he has a possibility of doing that, and possibility of going on the right path. But man, can we just talk about the fights in this show? And I know I've said this to death, but every fight feels meaningful. Like even the one we saw with the what was that? I think it was last episode or the episode before. No, it was the episode before. And what was that? Episode 8, where we saw them fighting between students and stuff. Even that felt like they put enough, even though it was comical, they put enough seriousness behind it, and the fights were done so well that even those type of fights felt built up and justified. Because you see in shows sometimes where fights, it's like you don't really feel for either person, and you don't get as much as you would get from a fight if there was a setup, backstory, and then the fight's done well. We get this from the fights in this show. I like every single one has felt like I'm right there and invested. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about the fights. I'd love to hear, like, even compared to other shows, I'd love to hear what you guys think about that, because I think that's the biggest thing. The overarching like story and the characters have been great in this show. We're starting to meet a lot of new people now, but also see the dynamics and the differences, because when you focus on a couple main characters, we're now seeing it from the other side, the curses, the troubled students. We're seeing a different side, and it's good to see it from there, from an audience perspective. Because then when you see them clash, it's kind of hard. Sometimes some people will side with maybe the person that you would normally see as a villain, just because you've seen their perspective. Shows can do that really well sometimes, where you can not necessarily that you like the villain for what he's doing, but because of how well he's done and how well he's written, you might not necessarily root for him, but like you really want to see more of them. And that's the way I'm feeling so far about both of the new characters that have been introduced. I kind of want to know more, and I want to see where this goes, because that human, let's touch before I end here, I want to touch on the human transformation, like first of all, them still being able to talk was a little bit of a twist I didn't think of. I didn't think they'd still have some type of conscience. Like it might have been mentioned, you guys can let me know, but I didn't think they still had some type of humanity left. Even though he said they used to be former humans, I did not think they'd be talking and morphed, and that was really, and I think after a rewatch it'll hit me harder, but that was pretty fucked up and pretty twisted. It's funny to laugh about because it's like they're, you know, it's like ha ha, like they're, but when you think about it, those guys were humans, and it's more twisted the more you think about it. That they're pretty much what was the analogy? Like they're pretty much like gum. They're gum, and it's a character creation. They're gum, and you can twist them and morph them into that's what this guy's ability. He can touch and just change what he wants to change. So for somebody that's bored and somebody that thinks life is, you know, meaningless, and but he's also like trying to learn things, he'll try anything, and that's why these experimentations are happening down there, is because he can kind of see, oh, what will do this, or what can I do to this, and it's just freaking twisted. Oh man, but great episode. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You can also check out my Patreon at patreon.com/AJRich123 if you want to see this episode uncut and early, along with all my other shows. Definitely check it out. We do a bunch of other stuff. We have Attack on Titan that we're starting next week. I've done Attack on Titan season 1 through season 3, so if you've never seen my Attack on Titan reactions, definitely check those out. They're all on the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.